The World Test Championship was just an amazing test match. I was fortunate to be at the test match at the time. It was such a whirlwind test match for South Africa, and there's no doubt that the South African team came there as underdogs. I mean, Australia being, a very successful test team leading up to that. But we were all very, pleasantly surprised and heartwarmed at the character of the South African team that has been with the team for the last 20 odd years, from the time that I remember. It came through at the most crucial time in Test cricket for South Africa, where they fought back and they clawed themselves back into the game. So it was very heartwarming, and I think for all the South African, ex-South African players, it was just a lovely moment to share with the current team. Yeah, having played in India, I think it was 2010 or 2008, 2010. Playing Test cricket here is always fantastic. The crowds are amazing, and just the culture of cricket is something that every person who plays international cricket wants to experience, and it's such an enjoyable one. So for the current South Africans who are here on their new, for their first time, there is no doubt they're going to be, surprised by the love and the passion of the Test cricket that's in India. And hopefully with that, it drives them to more success. There's been some talks, but I'm also a father, so even if I coach now, I'm still a father figure. so it's okay. I think T20 is evolving, as the years and certainly new rules are coming in that's creating a little more spice in the game. So having had the experience of playing in the IPL and in T20 cricket, it does help having an insight into the game like that. But, experience in coaching is very important, and sometimes it's not necessarily the new fresh face, but it's the old head that can kind of give guidance to the youngsters. And you asked a question earlier about, T20 cricket having its effect on a test batsman, for example. And to deal with that is important, and I think maybe that's where some cricketers who have had the opportunity of playing all three formats can add to the youngsters, because now there's a lot more T20s and slightly less Test cricket, whereas before there was a lot of Test cricket and a few T20s. So maybe that's some place where we can try and assist the youngsters in finding that balance. Yeah, naturally you follow the scores and you see how well Shubman Gill's been doing, and obviously now that he's captain of the Indian team, he's also maintained and it's scored more runs almost with the added responsibility, which is fantastic. Having played under Graham when he first started, it does take a very big personality to be able to do it from a young age and maintain your standards. There will be ups and downs during that time, like it happens to every cricketer, whoever plays internationally, because that's the nature of the game. So for him to be as successful as he has been so far, it's a great start. And obviously you always wish the guys well, and you want to see these youngsters coming through and performing so well. And juggling it with captaincy, it's a great effort. I've always felt that the toughest job to do in Test cricket is to open the batting. And if you couple that with captaining and opening the batting like what Graham Smith did, I can't imagine anything more difficult in terms of your skill, test of your skill and your test of your mental ability of shifting captaincy from the batting side. So obviously we wish him well, and he's done really good so far. Well, I think the learnings will come and have come naturally, and it has come from the franchise owners and the franchise, admin staff and players who are involved, because whatever good that has come from the IPLs and other franchises has filtered into the South African, into the SA20. But the important thing is for the SA20 is for each franchise to understand what's important for South African market, what's working in South Africa. And I think the first two seasons, certainly MI have understood that, have done really well in understanding what's important for South African cricket. And that's more important, because I think the information sharing will happen naturally, because you have these big franchises who are already heavily invested and wonderfully invested in South Africa.